Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are looking at Arpa Network. So it has been doing extremely well, and as you can see here, it has been in a downtrend for quite some time. So I thought it should be a good idea to cover this coin. So we will be covering two or three things about this. The first one would be what is Arpa Network. After that we'll have Arpa Coin Tokenomics, and we'll also discuss one of the partnerships that they have made and why its demand is getting high. So, and in the end we'll also discuss its demand with the price prediction and the price analysis at the end. So first of all, we do need to look at its availability. So it's available on pretty big exchanges. As you can see, it's available on Binance, even I believe it's available on Coinbase actually. So that is pretty good as well. So as you can see here, it is available on Bitrue, Binance, even Coinbase, Bitmart and other exchanges. Still it is not available on OKX, or I believe it is not available on OKX, but I think beside that it is available on most of the exchanges, which are pretty big as well. So beside that, we do have some news. I have actually covered this news in the partnership section, and we also had first on fully on-chain game launch sees a price surge on the first app. Arpa's on-chain game game actually saw a big price bump as well. So this was it. Please feel free to comment below in the section. So let's get started. So first of all, what is Arpa Network? It is basically the Arpa is a BLS threshold signature scheme. Network is a cutting-edge decentralized cryptographic system designed to perform BLS threshold signature tasks. So they have something called Randcast, their first product, leveraging the Arpa Network capabilities. It provides secure and reliable random generation on the Ethereum blockchain. Before we go to the Randcast, we need to see the Arpa. As you can see, the Arpa network is compatible with any smart contract blockchain, which means that is a pretty big utility. So the only requirement to support a new blockchain is the creation of a smart contract to integrate the Arpa network with the target blockchain. Logically, the Arpa network has two layers: the service layer, which is I believe the third layer, and the provision layer. Service layer conducts the above mentioned threshold BLS signature scheme, while the provision layer manages the nodes and reliable broadcast information through the blockchain. When integrating with the blockchain, the Arpa network needs controller smart contract to manage its dynamic global state. So they can actually connect with any smart contract capable blockchains, which is pretty good. So their first product, which is called the Randcast, as you can see, the Randcast is an on-chain verifiable random generation service with an easy to use smart contract SDK that can be directly integrated into a DApp or DApps to provide out-of-the-box functionalities, which includes rolling a dogs, shuffling, and array generation in a game item attribute based on probability generation random. So that actually explains why they have a lot of gaming partnerships and other things. So if we do look at the Randcast utility, it is actually used in games, lottery, NFTs, blockchain consensus, where embedded Randcast in the consensus layer to attach a modular random beacon for your blockchain. Marketing campaigns and event community creates marketing tools to randomly select community giveaways, which is pretty good. It is also even used in DAO governance. Randcast can certify a fair random sample voting process so that the opinion of a larger Web3 community can be adequately represented, which is pretty good. It is even generative art, which actually means create unpredictable and distinctive artwork using Randcast to generate various characters such as color palettes, shapes, and even pattern. It is also used for scientific research, which is pretty good as well. It allows researchers to reduce bias by randomly selecting representing sample and test models robustness with a simulated data that approximate real world events, which is pretty good. It is also used for cryptography, any other scenario that requires cryptographically secure randomness. So this is basically RNG. That is pretty good. So it is actually trusted by the space 3 Delism art layer and mirror world and AGLD DAO. So it is a pretty good product, and as of now they only have one product, and I think if they do launch other product, that means the demand for Arpa network will increase as they go on along the way. So we begin Arpa tokenomics with the fundraising. So their investors were actually Binance Labs and DWF Labs. So it is an undisclosed undisclosed round, so there is no way to know how much they raised, but how much token they raised in this undisclosed round. But they did raise in a seed round on 1.5 million, and in this one there is no way to know how much they did. So in terms of the reservation, as you can see, ARPA has a max supply of, I believe, 2 billion. It is unclear whether it is a max supply or not, because if we do look at the coin market cap, it does not show max supply, and there is no tokenomics page on their doc or even on their white paper, so there is no way to know if this is true or not. I did try to contact the team through Discord, but unfortunately I could not get in touch with them, so I'm just showing what I was able to find. So we have a problem with max supply. We actually made that clear. So in terms of the distribution of those 2 billion, 30% goes to the rewards and 20% goes to the team, 15% goes to the foundation, 13% is for the reserve, and we have around public sale 7%, and for ecosystem 5%, and 5% for each round. So as of now, most of the supply should be unlocked, but as of now the supply unlocked is shown here is around 1 billion, or actually close to the 1 billion. So still half of the supply has yet to come out. So in terms of when it's launched, so in terms of its utility, so there is no way to know the exact utility, but I do know some of it. So the first one is staking, and the other one is the node staking. So if you want to create your node, you need around 500k Arpa coin, or you can stake your coins as a community as well. So in terms of other utility, we have this one. So user fee actually is paid in ETH, and whenever user requests a number, it is paid to the node provider. And we also have a randomness submission rewards, which is given to the node, and BLS task reward, which is given to the node as well. So these most of these rewards, I think, are coming from this one, these rewards, bootstrap rewards. So you have to keep that in mind. So these are not coming from the any other external sources. So beside that, they have also planned. So this blog is actually from 2022, so it is unclear what are the current utilities of it beside those, but still these utilities include they have a currency for service fees. So actually they are charging ARPA, they are using ARPA as their fee, so which is pretty good for rent cost, which we discussed in the previous section, or even the what is ARPA section. So we also have a computation nodes, and also have we also have computation task rewards and other things going on around this. So they also launched staking, which I believe it was actually launched in around, just a second. So they actually launched the staking in Q2, so which is pretty good as well. So I think another utility is that it is used for governance, but as of now I do not see a snapshot or anything like that here. So I think I will have to look for that, and if I do find it, I will include that later in the video. So beside that, we do have something very important when it comes to utility. So this is their burn address. So if you do look here, they actually gave this address a while back in 2021. So this, I was able to get this address. So if we do look here, as of now they have actually 157 million ARPA burned, which is a pretty big amount if you look at it. So that means potentially we have out of this one, we only have around 1.8473 billion tokens in the market, and rest of them have been burned. So this burn amount is pretty significant, and around 415 million is in this contract, and we also have 160 million in this contract. So most of the supply is in the contracts, as you can see, which is pretty good. That means this supply, whenever it get released, we will see it on that page, and that is pretty good as well, because we are able to identify whenever there is a supply release. So that means it is easier to see what happens with that. So another thing is that we have the staking of the APRA. As of now, around 50 million APRA has been staked, and they have around 9 total nodes provider. Out of that, we also have 94 stakers, and as of now the staking APY is really big. As you can see, we have over 83% APY. This is yearly, you have to keep that in mind. This is pretty good, and as of now we have around 2.5% of the total supply staked. So beside that, as you can see, the total market cap of staked is around 5.23 million, and it has been slowly increasing. And as you can see, that means the demand for ARPA staking is increasing slowly, and this is the overall supply in the staking, and that has been going down, but the market cap is going up because the ARPA price is going up, so that you have to keep it in mind. It's still pretty good. So if you are holding this coin, I think it may be a good idea to stake it if you are into this for a long term. So in this section we'll talk about ARPA's partnerships. So that actually plays a major role since their services is based on the partnerships. So as you can see here, they actually partnered with ZK Link, which is pretty big zero knowledge link solution for the partnership. They actually partnered with Word2, which is basically redefine luxury mobile privacy with their 3 innovations. Pretty good. So beside that, the article actually does not include anything beside that, but I was able to find some of the best partnership they have actually in the market. So beside that, if you do look at their Twitter, they actually have a partnership with Traveler. So if a user book with Arpa Coin, they can actually earn up to 10 back in a BTC. Pretty good. That means more demand for Arpa token from that. Another thing which was pretty big is that DWF Lab actually announced Arpa as as a listing on the liquid market, which is pretty big as well. So if you do look at DWF Labs, they are pretty big in the crypto market, which is pretty big as well. So another thing which you have, they actually announced a partnership with Ancient8 the super gaming chain on Optimism super chain. So Ancient8 has over 231k followers, whereas Arpa only has around 94k followers, which is not that good, but still they have partnered with this big Ancient8, so I think that will most likely bring new users to Arpa in the long run. So beside that, they also are talking about on a Harvard blockchain conference, I believe. So this is something that will actually put Arpa in the market and in the eyes, so that's pretty good. So another thing we have is that Arpa has actually partnered with Particle Network. So Particle is a pretty big, as you can see, they have over 675k followers, and they are the modular L1 powering chain abstraction. So it is a pretty big project, and it is actually 6 times bigger if you look at it at the following, which is pretty good as well. So another partnership we have, this is another Ancient8 partnership that they actually highlighted, so it's still pretty good for Arpa. So in terms of partnerships, they have been actually doing excellently well, and they are actually slowly announcing new partnerships as they go on, and I think they have a lot of partnerships as well if we look deep into their Twitter, because they do not actually post most of the partnerships on their Medium, so we actually have to go through their Twitter. But still, they do have pretty good partnerships going on recently. So that means that will most likely bring more eyes to Arpa Coin in the long run. So this is the final section of the video where I will discuss price prediction and price analysis. So before we move to the price analysis and price prediction, we first need to look at the relationship between price and market cap to determine if it is doing pretty good or not. So if we look here, this is the price chart, and if we do look here, this is a market cap chart. So as you can see here, the relationship between price and market cap chart is pretty related, so that means they are correlated, which is pretty good, and I think this is extremely important for any coin. That means that supply increase has not had that much of an impact on its price whatsoever. So as you can see here, if we do look at the coin market cap, the same thing is happening. The price has not had that much impact on the market cap. We do have some of the impact which can be seen here. but that is not significant, and the price is moving along with the market cap, which is pretty good. And I think this is extremely rare for some coins. Of course, there are a lot of coins with the same thing, but most of the coin do actually get lost because the most of the coins price do not keep up because of the supply increase. So that is pretty good. So when it comes to its price prediction, as of now, I think we do have we do need to wait for it to for its all-time high. As you can see, its all-time high is a pretty high, and to do that we need still a lot of capital, which I think if we do see a big partnerships, that is possibility, but as of now we need to wait for that to happen. So beside that, if we do look here, the coin is doing extremely well when as it is going up. So if you are planning to trade this, I think we need to wait for the proper entries. So the first proper entry which I am looking at, I think is around 0.068, which is pretty low, I know, but that is, I think, the best support for it. But as of now, if we are looking for a if we are looking to get into this coin for a quick trade, I think we do have an entry around at this point around 0.88 to 0.86, and I think this is a pretty good demand zone, and I think it will most likely come at this point and bounce back from this point if it does go down. As of now, most of the market is going down, so I think we may see this correction, and it is a possibility. And if it does happen, I think this is the best point to trade. This is the most likely bounce back point for this coin as of now. If not, I think we do have a pretty good entry around 0.068 or 6.8 cent, which is pretty good. So in terms of the resistance, the recent resistance which it has, it's around 14 cent, which is pretty high. So if it does go up from here, I think it will most likely reject around $14 cent, and it will most likely come back. So that you have to keep in mind. So in terms of its long-term price action, I think we still have some of the supply yet to come out, so that will most likely impact the price in the long run. But I think the demand for their product is actually increasing, as we saw in the from their partnerships, and they also have been doing extremely well when it comes to their staking rewards are pretty high, and I think that may actually even attract more stakers or more long-term holders as well. So if the staking rewards go down, I think that means that we may see a less demand, but as of now, I think the demand for Arpa coin will most likely increase because of the high staking rewards that they are paying out, so which is pretty good. But still, if you are only holding this coin, I think it is a better to stake, because if you are only staking this, you are losing against the inflation which is coming from the stakers. So in terms of its breakout, let's just see if we have any breakout coming in from this coin as of now. So if we do look here, just a second, I need to actually go all the way back to see if we have any breakout. So if we do look here, from its high, which is around here, so if we do draw it from here, I think this is what we are looking at. So what we need a breakout from this point, and if we are able to see this breakout, I think it will most likely hit its all-time high, which is around 0.27. but this breakout, I think, needs to happen before we go up. So to conclude this video, I think the Arpa does have a potential, and as we see a more demand from coming in for their network and for their services, I think this will most likely do pretty good in the long run. And we will have, I think, a problem with the market cap and the price because of the remaining supply which will come out eventually. So I think that the price may actually tank a little bit in the long run because of the supply, and we may need more market cap to push the price upward. And beside that, they are doing pretty good partnerships, and I think that will most likely impact its price in the long run, and I think they have been doing pretty good so far, and the team is actually dedicated to the project. As you can see, they have been developing from 2022, and they have actually seen a pretty good growth when it's come to the market cap, which is pretty good as well. So they did go down as low as 225 million, but they have actually seen a pretty good growth ever since, and they have been developing, and as they develop more, I think this may then become one of the better project in the market for their random generation model, so I think it could be pretty good as well. So this was it. I hope you liked the video. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.